Pause! Welcome to the 12 Days of Sickness. My name is Chance with the Seer Club. I want to give you all a warning before you jump into this video. The 12 Days of Sickness is a seasonal thing. This channel has no intention of being an educational channel, and we are no professional. So enjoy, but be aware of that. If you like our vibes and our personality, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's get back into your video. Peace. Hello, welcome to another Seer Club video. I'm Chance with the Seer Club. We're gonna do part 2 to meet the altars again, and I will be your guide again. I'm gonna go over a few things first, just to remind you, photos are not 100% accurate, and text will show who drew the art and the percentage of accuracy, and possibly the date around the time that they were drawn. We're gonna start off with Sasha. Sasha and Bo are dating, and at the time that they were created, we had kind of known that we had DID, but we were still in the phase of believing that we might be possessed by demons. So keep that in mind, that we kind of know where they come from just based on Bo specifically. But starting with Sasha, Sasha is a protector of our system, and she specifically protects Bo. Sasha is a little bit confrontational like Deli, and Sasha helps me as a protector teach Deli how to be less confrontational in an attackive sense and more in a sense that's productive. She is very forthcoming and very smart. And because Sasha and Bo were created in a LARP situation, that's why you see Sasha leaning more towards traditional elven wear, is because it's something you would see someone dressed up in a LARP situation. Sasha is a very typically quiet person, and she has very strong opinions about certain things, and she debates them in very intellectual ways. Next, we have Bo, who is dating Sasha. Bo is an apparently normal part in our system, and Bo was a character originally that we had made for a LARP. Bo is what we call an animal folk. She is one specific type of animal folk. She is half animal, half human, meaning that she is a centaur, basically, but of a deer. She is a very kind, loving, fun person to be around. She is very bright, very happy, very innocent. She loves talking to people. She's very social. She is a very bright, bubbly person in general. She and Sasha go together very well despite their differences in kind of personality. It's kind of an opposites attract kind of situation. If you're curious more about animal folk, there are 3 types of animal folk. You have your typical animal folk that you probably would think of furries, right? Of people who are animals on 2 legs. And then you have people like Bo, who are half human, half animal. They can't hide their animal traits. They can't shift or anything like that. And then you have your shapeshifters, who are people who can shift into an animal, but also be in human form, or in a human form with their ears out. Bo is that middle ground where she has animal features, but looks like a human. So, moving on to the next altar, we're looking at Jen. Jen is specifically a sexual protector. She is one of the first people who came forward without Alpha's intervention. Jen was at one point a part of the main 4, and Jen very much was one of the people that we can kind of trace back to where she probably came from just based on what we do know about her. But she is a very outgoing, very flirtatious, very aggressive kind of person. She can easily stand up for herself, and she is that girl. I love Jen. We're friends. Her and Bree don't get along entirely just because of Jin's feelings towards Bree and Bree's feelings of guilt towards Jin. They kind of clash heads a lot. But Jin is a good person, and Bree is also a good person. It's just they kind of have a misunderstanding that we're slowly ironing out with time. Jin very, very much likes to be pretty and do makeup and stuff like that. She is, in her world, she is a demon, but she was not naturally a demon. Her trauma is kind of what made her a demon. She is a gravity demon in her world. You'd think she'd be a succubus, but she's not. She has the ability to basically, like, control gravity. She's a little hard to talk about what she does in her world because YouTube. So we're going to move on to our next one, who is Jake. Jake is a sexual protector as well. He is a very outgoing dude. He is very bright. And how we first learned about Jake was actually this art piece that you're seeing on screen now. Jake had been in dormancy, and Bree started this challenge because she wanted to see different art styles with one base. Every time someone would try to draw this, Jake would take over and draw himself. And this is what this piece is called, Jake Waking Up. And Jake is emo, Jake is silly, Jake is outgoing. He is one of the people that you're most likely going to see on this channel from time to time. Me and Jake are very similar, we get along very well, but we do clash heads because we do have different opinions on things a lot of the time. Jake helps me, though, help with sexual protectors and helping them kind of go through their sexual trauma and help them figure out how to be less forward about things. Jake is one of the people that, even though we don't always get along, he helps me a lot, and I hope that he feels the same way. Next, we have Kyle. Kyle is someone that you've heard about before, but he will not appear on this channel. He does not like the idea of being in the public eye. He is a background worker, but we want to give him the appreciation he deserves. He is the person who got us through high school. He is someone who went in and took a math test for us and scored 100% on it, and was the only one in the class that scored 100% while also not doing the homework. He is a lifesaver. He got our work done. He continues to help us with work when we're overstressed. And he is just an amazing person. Next, we have Natasha. Natasha is an apparently normal part and is dating Kyle. Natasha wants me to give you guys a message. Personally, because she is what would be considered a person of color out here, she wants to let you know that in our world, she is just a human, not a person of color. Because there are different races in our world, she is not someone who is discriminated against in our world. In fact, most of the people who are discriminated against because of their, like, race, as like fairy or elf or something like that, and she wanted to make that clear that in no way of her being a person of color does that mean that she understands people of color's experiences out here. And I also want to, from my angle, explain why Natasha might be the way she is in looks. Natasha is an apparently normal part who is happy, outgoing, and literally does the fun stuff for us when we feel like we don't deserve to do it. This includes self-care, self-love, doing activities that we wouldn't normally do because we're scared to make a fool out of ourselves, like skating. We're not very good at it, so her doing it just for fun and just having fun about it and not caring about what people think really helps our system relax and be calm. The reason I bring that up is because a lot of the people of color in our life were people like that, who were these beautiful, happy people who seem to love themselves unconditionally and are able to laugh at themselves. And so that's personally my theory on why she might look the way she does. Her personality is just such a wonder in our system, and she just brings so much joy to the people around her. So I wanted to clear that up, and she asked me to give you that message so that she could make videos without people thinking that she would assume what it feels like to actually be a person of color. Next, we're on to the main four. You've heard us probably say it once or twice in these videos. The main four are me, Jared, Ed, and Bree. So I'm going to start out with me. I am the primary protector of our system. I am the person that makes sure that we are safe. I make sure that our system is going down the right path and are safe. And when things are foggy, I can get really anxious. Next, I'm going to move on to Jared. Jared is my twin brother. Me and him are like night and day, and I'm sure you've heard of him in previous videos. We call him the organizer in our system. He keeps things organized. He helps literally everyone keep things organized. He helps me in my job. He helps Bree in their job. He helps Ed in his job as much as he can. So while I have more of a close friendship with Bree, Jared has more of a close friendship with Ed. Me and him are twins. We grew up together. For a long time, Jared was paralyzed from the waist down until he found out he was a fairy, and he was able to heal himself from that paralysis. Jared often also handles when we don't feel well, though that has been fading out recently, and he's taken on a different role. He is a very no BS kind of guy. He's very serious, very straightforward. He was the one that was there from the beginning, not believing that we were possessed by demons. He knew what it was because we had done a lot of research on it. Moving on to Ed. Ed is what we call the primary mini protector. He is someone who is wild and crazy and very confrontational. He is very, very feminine. He wears the craziest outfits and does the craziest things. And I don't have any art for him, nor do I have a picture for him, but I think it's important to bring it up because he may come on here and make some videos. He is very, very out there, very expressive, very forward. I do believe that he is out here making some videos, I'm not gonna lie. I do believe the first video of this series was probably filmed by him, but he kind of likes to hide, so we can't be sure. Next we have Bree. Bree we have art for, and Bree is what we consider our primary gatekeeper. We believe that Flint broke off from them, and we believe that Q broke off from them as well. And Q is more of a recent break, but Bree was our primary host for a while and did not have necessarily a role other than being host. But Bree can be a bit paranoid and a bit controlling. So when Bree first found out about us. They, at the time, panicked and would hog front, is the best way I can explain it. Try to be out here as much as they can. And I think that kind of trapped them into this position of more panic, of constantly having to watch us. And eventually that subsided with a diagnosis and some treatment. But now they are kind of stuck in this permanent gatekeeper role where they're watching and keeping track of things. And with that kind of stress for who they were back then, it broke off Flint and Q, people who could be around more often for more difficult situations and keep track of those situations. That's basically all I have for you for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give us a subscribe, a like, and comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Good night.